Now then, crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. And top tip from Andy here: if you need to know how to make a gasket, let's say you can't order one, you're too far away from any suppliers, the lead time's too long, you've just got to get the job done, get it buttoned up, get it out of the workshop. This is a little trick that I was taught when I was, I think, 15 years old by a guy called John Appleton in Malton in North Yorkshire. Thank you, John. So all you need is a piece of gasket paper big enough, obviously, for the gasket. This is quite thin gasket paper. You can get thicker gasket paper. It's always good to keep a bit in stock just to get you out of trouble. And a hammer. Okay. Now, a bit of background on this project very quickly. I've got to install some freewheeling hubs onto our Suzuki Jimny Gen 4. And to do that, I purchased a kit from Australia. Didn't come with any gaskets. Seriously. So the kit is the hub and a little spacer. So each end of the axle needs 2 gaskets. I've got 4 gaskets to make. Now, like you, I priced these up with Suzuki, and they wanted $21 per gasket. Really? That buys a lot of gasket paper. It's $82. So I'm going to make my own. And I thought, right, let's make a video, show you how it's done. Here we go. Used.
You don't paint something without wiping it.
Honestly. Okay, so I can use the spacer ring, in this case, to make the gasket. And I've got a nice big thick piece of steel on the bench to give it something to hammer against. I'm going to lay the gasket paper over the component. Now obviously if it's a clutch cover or something, it's a lot more difficult to do. But for this is actually really, really easy. And make sure that your gasket is, protrudes beyond all of the components, so you're not going to run out of gasket at some point. That'd be a terrible shame. This is not a quick process, and once you start, you need to keep the gasket paper in the same place. If it moves, it's a bit of a pain trying to realign it again. Now on this particular plate, we've got 6 little sort of 8mm holes, so you can use the ball peen of the hammer. You know roughly where it is. You can even give it a bit of a push and make an indent just there, look. And then you can just give it a little tap, going around in a circular fashion on there. What happens is the hammer, the ball peen of the hammer against the steel, or it could be aluminium if you're doing a motorcycle casing, it actually cuts the paper for you. So we'll give that a little tap around. Now if you do the circles first, that helps to lock the gasket paper in place. It sort of gives it a bit of a detent, so to speak, so it doesn't wobble around quite so much. And you don't have to hit it very hard. Lots of little taps is better than a few big taps, so to speak. Okay, so you can see now that's pretty much dropping out there. So we've got another one somewhere around here. There we are, look. So we'll do that one next. There you go, you see, pretty much all the way out now. Now I'll do the other ones off camera because it takes a while. I just want to show you the technique. Now we've also got the outside of the ring to do and the inside. So that's dead easy. You just, again, hold the gasket paper. You know roughly where the ring at the end of the ring is. And just tap your way around the gasket. Very important you hold it still. And as you can see, the gasket completely comes away. It's great. Very, very neat trick, and can get you out of trouble. That's the plan. Now there's going to be another hole around here somewhere. There he is. It's always good to try and clamp the gasket down with your fingers pretty close to where you're working as well. I haven't done this for ages, to be fair. There we go, that's 3. So we can do a bit more around this edge here. Yep, that's all cut through. So we've done 3 holes and around the outside. And if we want to do the inside, so I shouldn't have let go there because I think it's moved a fraction, which is really bad. Let me pop those little pieces out. Get a screw. The scissors might do the trick. Bear with me, and then we can realign it again without too much of a hassle. There we go. Get rid of those. Now I'm fortunate with this. The holes are all equidistant, so it's not too bad. Okay, so we can pop that back on there. Just to use the holes, very helpful to realign it. And then I'm going to continue around the outside here, and then we'll do the inside. So let me do that, and then we'll catch up. And you're sort of hitting the hammer at about a 45-degree angle towards the edge of the hole, and that's what causes sort of the guillotine effect. It just sort of squishes the paper and cuts through it. There we are, that's all done. I've got a little bit more to do around the outside. This is where you get to find out if your gasket's moved or not, because it won't quite line up. Right, I think that is all of the outside done. Oh, look at that. Mint. Okay, so the next job is to go around do exactly the same on the inside. And you don't want it migrating around either. So apologies, my fingers are probably in the way. But, you know, I've got to keep it clamped. Okay, trying to keep this lined up for you on camera. Let me just twizzle it round a bit if I can. There we go, look, that'll be easier. And you can tell by the sound that it's, once you've cut through the paper, the sound changes, it becomes more metallic because you're getting metal to metal contact. And it's tempting to rush, but don't rush because you'll spoil it. Okay, coming around a bit more. We're about halfway now on the inside, which is pretty good. I need to hold it over there really. You'll have to imagine what's going on. In fact, we'll turn it a bit more again. Look, how's that? There you go. You'll find it a lot easier when you're not filming it, to be fair. But we're not far off. Yep, just this last little bit to do. Make sure we're still lined up. We've moved a fraction. There we go. That might be it. A little bit round here hasn't quite gone through. I think we're there, people. Yes. So there's the old inside. You can save that because that's another gasket one day. And there is our gasket. Woohoo! So a very neat, very cost-effective trick, which, okay, that would take me probably 5 to 10 minutes to make one gasket. And to be fair, it's a very simple gasket, but you know, it makes it easier to show you, doesn't it? I've made gaskets for engine casings, clutch covers, all water pump gaskets. They're a classic one, you know, where the water pump gaskets and the thermostat housing gaskets as well. Often the ones that come with the kit, like a multi-functional gasket with lots of holes in, they're not ideal. far better to make your own. Now, proof of the pudding is, let's try it on the hub and see if everything lines up. Geez, fingers crossed. Okay, there's our hub. This is the spacer ring that's going to go on there like that. And of course we need gaskets between. So this is the one we've just made now. Oh yeah. Just checking all the holes line up. They do. Very, very happy with that. Good job, Andy. Okay, so there you go. All you need is a bit of gasket paper and a small ball peen hammer. And with steel, you can make as many gaskets as you want out of the steel component. But with aluminium, you tend to find that after a few gaskets time, the sharp edge on the aluminium burrs over a little bit, and it's not quite as neat at cutting. But hey, it's instrumental because this technique is to get you out of trouble, and it got me out of trouble. I've just got 3 more of these to make, and then I can make my video on fitting these hubs to a Suzuki Jimny Gen 4. Very, very happy. Okay, crew, well, hopefully you found that video helpful and informative. If you did, why not subscribe to the channel if you haven't already? Ring the bell, and our friends at YouTube will notify you when I upload any new videos. You'll also find me on the socials, Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to support the channel, you can do that through Patron or PayPal. Now, if you do PayPal, don't send it as a donation, just send it as a payment, please. And it's to the email address, andymechanic@live.co.uk. And you can also flick me an email through that email address, and I'll do my very best to respond if you've got any queries or questions about this video, or any other videos in the future, or in the past. That's my email address. It really is. It's the only one I have, and I answer the emails. Yes, I do. Hopefully you won't end up in the junk folder. Okay, crew, well, until next time, cheers, over and out.
And you get the
Oh,